So you're thinking about making a move to San Antonio, Texas. In this video, we're gonna take you around the iconic Alamo Heights. This is one of the most prestigious suburbs of San Antonio, and we're gonna show you around. We're gonna take you to 4 different homes and show you the different price points that you can get here in Alamo Heights that will fit your budget. And if you stick around to the end, Steve and I are gonna take you to the best kept secret right here in Alamo Heights. If this is your first time to our channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in San Antonio and its surrounding areas, make sure you subscribe or tap the bell for notifications to ensure that you're one of the first to be notified when we drop a new video about San Antonio and its surrounding areas. My name is Katie Powers, and my husband Steven Garza and I get phone calls and emails from people just like you every single day who are looking to make a move into the area. Whether you're 6 days or 6 months away, we would absolutely love to hear from you. All of our information is listed right below in the description box, and Steve and I would love to be your realtors of choice to help you make that smooth transition into the area. So right now, I am in the heart of Alamo Heights on Lamont Street. Now there are so many absolutely beautiful streets here in Alamo Heights with beautiful homes and estates like what you're seeing behind me. And it's just an absolutely beautiful suburb. This suburb was started in the 1920s and really exploded in the 50s. It is encompassed by San Antonio. So it's right off Highway 281 and in between 1604 and Loop 410. The location is so wonderful because you're only 3 miles from the airport and you don't get that airplane noise. And you're only 5 miles to downtown San Antonio. You're just a few minutes away from the Quarry and Lincoln Heights, which is really where the locals here in Alamo Heights go and do their shopping. Great restaurants, of course your H-E-B grocery store. It's actually a very beautiful H-E-B grocery store, and they just expanded it. And you've got lots of shopping and things that are really close here to Alamo Heights. It's also surrounded by really nice neighborhoods on the outskirts of Alamo Heights, like Olmos Park and Terrell Hills. Now, some great information about Alamo Heights is it was voted number 2 out of 420 other suburbs for the top suburbs for working professionals. It was also voted number 8 out of 1,000 plus cities for the top places to live in Texas. This is a big deal. This is a very sought after community. The schools, according to niche.com, are rated an A+. And what I will say is Steve and I reached out to one of our clients that moved into the Alamo Heights area a few years ago, and we wanted to pick her brain to see what are the things that really make you love where you live. And she told us the number 1 thing is the schools. They are top rated public schools, but to her, she said it feels like they're private schools. The atmosphere and the teachers and the education that her kids are getting there, it feels like a private school, but she doesn't have to pay for it. It's a public school. So that's one of the top reasons why a lot of people move into this community. These schools are rated some of the top schools in Texas. So it's no wonder why so many people are moving into this area. Now, what I will say is the average or median sales price here in Alamo Heights is $785,000. You can get into Alamo Heights around $600,000, but the bulk of what's on the market and what is selling is between $785,000 and up. Houses range, like I said, starting around $600,000 and can go all the way up to $6 million. The houses that are million plus have these beautiful estates, beautiful landscaping, some acreage behind it, and the houses are big. So without further ado, let's go show you around Alamo Heights and show you different price points so you can see what fits in your budget. See you there.
All right, so we're here at our first house in Alamo Heights. A little bit about Alamo Heights is it's just a very eclectic part of town. You're gonna have homes that were built in the 20s, homes that were built in the 30s, some on pier and beam, some on slab. And you're just gonna get a mix of many different types of homes. You're gonna get generational homes here. Since Alamo Heights was started in the 20s, many of the old families, they haven't left the area. They've raised their kids here and they've raised their kids here. And so that's why the school systems are so sought after. A lot of old money San Antonio, as we refer to it, as coming from the local. A little bit about this house. Let's get to the first house. This address is 143 Cloverleaf. It is a 2,200.5 square feet. That's 2,249 to be exact. And it's got a secondary dwelling over the rear entry garage that's detached. And that square footage on the detached living is a little over 570 something square feet. It's just in Alamo Heights, you get a lot of that. You have a lot of generational remodels that have taken place over the decades and many additions onto the homes. You gotta remember, in the 20s and 30s and 40s, these homes were tiny. You know, they built to just basically sustain their lifestyle. They didn't build the monstrosities that we have now. They're 5,000 square feet, unless you were ultra wealthy. But yeah, so this is a 1-story. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's $830,000, which is on the low end of Alamo Heights, if you can believe that for San Antonio. But it's just such a beautiful suburb of San Antonio. I love Alamo Heights. I love selling homes in Alamo Heights and just the history behind it. It's an awesome area to live. It's super convenient, like Katie said, right outside downtown. Just a great area. You do have a lot of little bungalow homes here. This one's bigger than a bungalow. This is 2,200.5 square feet, but you have 1,000 square foot homes in Alamo Heights. And then you have half-acre tracts of land, acre tracts of land where you get into the multi-million-dollar properties. So first house, keep watching. They only get better from here, and you're gonna see a crazy mix of homes that we bring you in Alamo Heights that, from a real estate standpoint, I absolutely love.
All right, so we're at house number 2 in Alamo Heights. Now, like Steve said on the last house, Alamo Heights doesn't really have subdivisions, right? There's just all these beautiful streets, and I mean every single street in Alamo Heights. It's just so beautiful. These trees. I was just joking with Steve. I think Alamo Heights is like the most shaded place in San Antonio. They've just kept all of these gorgeous oaks that are hundreds and hundreds of years old, and they line the streets. You don't really see that anywhere else I mean, there's a few places like Almost Park, but especially out in suburbs of San Antonio, all these new construction, these builders just tear all these trees down. And so you don't really get this beautiful old tree feel. So anyway, moving on, I can talk about how beautiful this place is all day long. This house is 140 Castano. It is right at the intersection of Alamo Heights Boulevard and Castano. So traffic's a little heavy here, so bear with me. Hopefully I don't get ran over. The good thing is here in Alamo Heights, everybody's very courteous. I've already had a few people stop and ask me what we're doing, and they're really excited about it. It's just a very friendly part of town. It is also right down the street from the high school. So the high school is walking distance from this house. It's a big, beautiful, expansive corner lot. It was built in 1941. It is on a pier and beam because it is an older home. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, just under 2,300 square feet. And it's a little over a 1/4 acre, so 0.32 acre of a lot, which is a pretty good sized lot. Now, this house is on the market for $925,000. This is a pretty common price point for homes in Alamo Heights, especially on the main roads here like Alamo Heights Boulevard. Now, one thing you'll also notice in this neighborhood is there aren't any sidewalks. I don't think they cared about sidewalks in the 1930s. I don't think it was a thing. So some parts of Alamo Heights will have sidewalks. In the larger estate parts of Alamo Heights, they do have sidewalks separating their property. But in this older section, there's no sidewalks. But what I will say is, on this beautiful day, there are so many kids out riding their bikes. The area is so safe that parents feel comfortable letting their kids just roam. Alamo Heights just got out of school a few days ago. So let me just say, they're not all skipping school. They're just out enjoying this beautiful day. And as much as I hate to say this even about my own children, they don't like going outside. So to see all these kids out enjoying this day and the parents feeling confident enough and about their safety just goes to show what a great area Alamo Heights is to raise a family. So enough about that. Let's go and show you guys the next house in Alamo Heights. See you there.
All right, we're here at our third home in Alamo Heights, and I wanted to bring something up. You got to look at your taxes when moving into Alamo Heights. The property taxes on these homes are a very real consideration, right? It's a big part of your mortgage payment, and so just keep that in mind when shopping in Alamo Heights, that you know, it's a beautiful area, but the taxes are up there. This house, 210 Morton, it's listed for $1,025,000. It's right under 2,600 square feet, 2,580 and change. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. It's been totally remodeled, probably multiple times. Looking at the listing, it was remodeled heavily in the 90s and then again recently by the current owners. You know, you can imagine it was built in 1922 and AC didn't exist, right? And so now we all need AC no matter what, especially if you're paying $1 million. And so think about what you have to do to a home to just install ductwork throughout it. The homes weren't built for that, and this is original. The exterior is the original, and so it's basically just been upkept, updated multiple times, remodeled. You're talking walls removed. It's classic Alamo Heights, right? You're paying a lot of money for these homes and you want them to be decked out. If I'm gonna pay $1 million for something, I definitely want it to be up to my standards. And so that's what they're having to do. And most of these big, beautiful homes, they're just totally remodeling them and they're getting their money out of them when, you know, they do sell them. But it's just classic Alamo Heights. Gorgeous area of town, big, beautiful homes, most of them, many additions onto the homes, but property taxes. Always keep that in mind when you're looking. Alamo Heights, just gorgeous area. If you want trees, if you want shade, like Katie said, come in Alamo Heights and find yourself a beautiful older style home.
right, so we are here at our fourth and final house here in Alamo Heights. Now, don't forget, stick around because after this, we're gonna take you to the best kept secret here in Alamo Heights and you don't wanna miss it. So here we are on College Boulevard. Now, this is one of my favorite streets. This is something really cool. You have this oak tree like hanging out in the street. It's just so cool. They really preserve every oak tree in this area. So a little bit about these homes. The one we're coming up on is 734 College Boulevard. And it's a little bit up here, we're coming to it, but it is most likely a tear down. So it's very common in these beautiful parts of Alamo Heights to have these old homes where people will come in and tear them down and build their new homes on them. So this one was actually built in 2004. So it's most likely it had been an older home that had been torn down. Now this is it. Check this out, guys. Gorgeous. This home is over 6,000 square feet for the main house. Then it has a guest house in the back next to the pool, mind you, that is just under 1,000 square feet. So it's not just an additional dwelling with a room. It is a full guest house, guest quarters that's over 1,000 square feet, all right? So this one has everything you could possibly dream of. It's a 4-bedroom, 4.5 bath. Now the price tag on something this absolutely gorgeous is $3.995 million. So really just under $4 million. This is a stunner. Look at this driveway. And you can see the guest house in the back when you drive down this driveway. So it's absolutely beautiful. You definitely get what your money's worth in this beautiful property. We're gonna walk back by it so you can see all of the beautiful fireplaces it has here. And gas is a big thing here in San Antonio because when you get into the outskirts, most of San Antonio is all electric. Here in Alamo Heights, they do have natural gas. So a lot of these homes, I'm seeing it across the street and this home as well, they have natural gas sconces on the front that just have a beautiful old time feel with that gas sconce lighting the house up at night. It's got some gates. This is really cool if you can see the ground where they have grass growing up through that flagstone. So absolutely beautiful. I mean, we could talk for hours on everything this house has, to be honest with you. It's got everything because it's almost 4 million and you would expect to get everything at 4 million. So again, Alamo Heights prices, there are homes in here as expensive as 6 million. So you can really get a wide range depending on what you're looking for in this area. So I hope this was super informative, but now we're gonna go show you the best kept secret, one of my favorite places right here in Alamo Heights. So we'll see you there. All right, so we are here at Alamo Heights Best Kept Secret. We're at Leica Cheesecake and Espresso. So this place is absolutely a gem, hidden right off of Broadway. Now, we didn't really talk about this throughout the video. Alamo Heights has some main roads that go through it. Broadway Street is one of those main roads. It has a ton of like boutique shopping and these little bakeries and restaurants and tile shops and flooring shops. Like there's just a lot of, like what Steve said, it's very eclectic. There's a lot of different variety. You don't see a lot of fast food.
No.
You really don't. Very little fast food, lots of these cute little shops. I don't really know. Yeah, I mean, there's like boutique shopping, but then there's also like sandwich shops, I guess is what I was looking for. So anyway, so like cheesecake and espresso, they sell the cheesecakes. They have slices, but they also have these cute little jars. I'm an Oreo fiend, so any chance I can get an Oreo cheesecake, I'm gonna get it. But they have a recycling program for these jars. So you can purchase the jars. They're great, easy to go and save for later. And once you've used them, wash them, you can bring them back. And I think they said 10. So if you bring 10 of these jars back, then you get a free cheesecake. They also sell the slices, and then they have some great espresso. Steve and I like ours hot. It doesn't matter that it's like 110 degrees today with the humidity. I mean, it's really not. It's probably like 90 plus humidity. Feels like 110. I'm not gonna lie, we're both sweating, and we get hot coffee because I don't know why. Why do we always drink hot coffee?
We love our espresso.
We love our espresso, and something is just better about it when it's hot and not cold. So anyway, that's really our, what are we trying to say?
That's a wrap.
So as Steve said, that's a wrap. And we thank you guys for sticking around and watching our Alamo Heights video. We're gonna be bringing you some more information on Alamo Heights because there is condo living that is more affordable to get into in Alamo Heights. Of course, you have your penthouses that are not necessarily what I would say affordable. It is luxury living, but there are some condo and townhomes in Alamo Heights that we are also going to be bringing to you here soon. That way you can really get a full picture of just how great this suburb is. So that's a wrap. Thank you again. All of our information is listed below. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. We would love to hear from you. Have a great day.